Hello, I'm Skalbogi here with Valanti Atsas ahead of his upcoming fight against Irv Jones. How are you doing today?
Good, Scott. Thanks for having me.
And how are you feeling ahead of this upcoming fight?
I'm feeling really good. Camp went well. I had my last hard week at camp last week, so now this week we just kind of maintain, and then I'll just start bringing my weight down gradually, nice and easy, smooth, and just kind of stick with every all the hard parts over, all the preparations are
Yeah.
made, my game plan's set. I'm excited, man. I'm ready to rock. I feel good.
And in terms of the number of fights, you have had what you've probably targeted, 3 fights throughout the year. How has this year kind of been for you?
Um, so, um, the first one starting off in February, it
Yeah.
didn't really go my way. My opponent ended up missing weight, but I ended up taking the fight, regardless. And then instead of it being a 5 round title fight, it just ended up being a regular catchweight bout. I ended up getting caught. First time I've ever gotten finished in my career. And then after that, kind of regrouped. That was in February. Fought again in June, and then I was going against the number one fighter in the state of Indiana, and Tyler Scott. And then I went all 5 rounds with him, but got the win. And this is going to be my third fight to kind of close out the year. Another 5 round title defense.
And obviously, it didn't go your way in February, but how big was it to be able to come back in June, get that victory, and get yourself back in that win column?
Oh, it was huge. Just kind of like battling through the
Yeah.
adversity on suffering my first loss as a professional, and then just kind of bouncing back and then beating the number one guy in the state. I mean, for me, that was huge. And I worked hard for it, and I just had to kind of like get back to having fun. I kind of feel like I got away from that a little bit, and then just enjoying the process.
And while it didn't go your way in the February fight, you have to take credit that you didn't just back down, as a lot of people may have missed weight. Okay, let's cancel the fight and we move on. But you still went, you know what, let's just take it and let's just fight. You have to give yourself a wee props for that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, with that high level of a fight,
Yeah,
most people probably wouldn't take it. And it's not like he just missed it by like a little bit. Like 2 pounds is a lot,
yeah.
to like miss weight. It's almost like you didn't even cut. But I don't know, man. That's just my mentality. Just I'm ready for whatever, and if that was my day to learn my lesson, then so be it. You know what I mean? But I think it's more important about how I've bounced back and kind of answering that call. Like, how's he gonna do coming off his first loss? How's he gonna do coming off, his first time being finished? Because my whole career, I've never been finished in
Yeah.
amateur or pro, MMA or kickboxing. So first time for everything, and I honestly think that that loss probably did a lot better for me than if I would have won.
Yeah.
So just that now short-term memory, took it with a grain of salt, learned my lesson.
Exactly. And coming into next year, how are you wanting it to play out? Are you wanting probably two quick fights at normally February and June again, and then targeting the short notice call up slash tender series come September time? Or what's the kind of game plan for you?
Um, so I haven't really, thought about that far deep into what's going on. I want to get this fight out of the way.
Yeah.
Even though I'm confident, I don't want to overlook my opponent. So right now, the goal is just to win this fight, and then maybe February, maybe March. Fighting in the wintertime in Indiana, it can get a little rough. Like with the weather that we have here
Yeah.
in Indiana and like Chicago, because I also train in Chicago. So depending on the weather and how things are going, maybe February, maybe March. I'm still gonna shoot for another 3 fights next year. That's just kind of how it's been working the last 3 years. I've been getting 3 fights, so I feel like that's a good number. If I can get four, like that'd be cool. Just depending on how I feel, what's going on in life, how my body's doing.
Yeah.
Um, but possibly contender series or maybe just like another promotion. I kind of want to venture out and kind of get outside the local thing this year. I think I've kind of built enough resources, and now I've gotten a little more sponsorships to kind of help me with that process. Because traveling around, doing fights, taking off work. I mean, having accommodations for when I travel. That all takes like money and resources and
Yeah.
time, and I think I've kind of built that foundation to kind of help me with that now. So definitely planning on making moves that I haven't made this upcoming year. Let's just say that. And trying to, do my best to get to the top, whether it's UFC, PFL, one championship, trying to do whatever it takes to get there.
And would this be, I think this is your third title defense. Is that correct?
This is
The
actually my
third successful, but
second. Last fight in June, I defended my title against Tyler Scott.
yeah.
This will be my second 5 round professional bout though, on paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much does it mean to be able to have that title around your waist?
I mean, um, like, don't get me wrong, it's awesome to be considered a professional champion. Now that I've had the experience of going a full 25 minutes
Yeah.
against a game opponent as well. I mean, the guy was ranked number one in the state, and I think he's still above me in the rankings. Number one in the state. I'm still at number two in the state of Indiana. Um, but just to like have that win and then be able to say that I went 5 rounds and dominated the fight. It just shows like how far I've come,
Yeah.
to say that I can go 25 minutes and now I got another 25-minute bout scheduled. So I think that experience is key for me going to the next level, to the next tier. And it feels good, I've won two professional championships now. This one for EFN and then the other one was 11, and which I obtained both of those last year, and I'm still defending my EFN title. So it's good. It's awesome to be able to say that I've become a professional champion, but I'm nowhere near satisfied with where I want to be, man. I want to get to the top tier and want to get to the big three promotions and become a champion there. It's
Exactly.
it's just not enough for me. But I mean, I'm happy. I'm grateful for where I'm at.
Yeah.
I give myself credit to where credit's due. But for me to say that I'm happy with where I'm at, I'm not. I'm hungry.
And do you feel like that kind of shows your determination? Like, while a lot of people may have just won the championship and should be happy with that, you're looking at what's next. Let's get to that next level. The title's good, but let's just concentrate on that next move.
Yeah, I mean, you got to enjoy the process, and I'm enjoying it, and it's fun. And if something was to happen to me today, and um, I had to stop fighting, I would be happy with the work that I've accomplished. But I mean, I still would feel kind of unfulfilled because I want to do so much more. But for me, it's all God's plan, and I'm just going to keep pushing forward.
And speaking about your division in the UFC, it's probably one of the most difficult ones to conquer. You may have a new champion coming up with Islam. You may have the champion defend in JDM, but then after that, Ian Gary, Shavkat. If Bial wins, you have him back. You've got Leon back in there if he wins. Sean Brady, Marlon Moraes. How stacked is your division just now?
I mean, it's super competitive. I feel like every division like has their time to where it's like
Yeah.
the most competitive time in the division. And I mean, right now the welterweight division it's pretty stacked. You know what I mean? But I mean, for me personally, that's just more motivation for me. Like, there's so many killers in my division. I cannot take my foot off the gas even for a day.
Yeah.
You know, if I want to keep evolving and progressing, to kind of get up there, it just makes me work harder. You know, like
And
just watching those guys and seeing them at the top level. In the end, like some people get disheartened about that. For me, it just makes me work more.
and I'm guessing that's what you're kind of wanting is your division to be stacked, just so you're always pushing yourself to be the best next guy. You just don't want the easy fights here or there. You want to be facing yourself against the best of the best.
Right. No, I mean, like one of my coaches always tells me, he goes, for every level, there's a different devil.
Yeah,
So we always talk about that, how every level there's going to be something else thrown at me. And I just got to keep adapting and evolving as a fighter and just keep making my way to climb up to the top, you know, just keep striving my way to the top and hit that goal of making it to the big three. And then not only making it there, but becoming a force there and a competitor to be reckoned with.
and after the JDM versus Islam fight, whichever way it goes, who do you think is next in line for that title opportunity?
I think Shavkat and Sean Brady are fighting. I don't know if that's set in stone, but I think
I think Sean Brady's fighting Morales up in the next pay-per-view.
oh yeah, Sean Brady and Morales, and then what is it, Bilal and
Bial Ian.
Shavkat?
Bial versus
So
Ian Gary.
oh, Ian Gary. So maybe I would say if Bilal beat Ian Gary, Bilal should get a shot. I would say if Brady beat Morales, or even vice versa, if Morales beat Brady, maybe they should get a shot. And then if there's still a discrepancy, have like the winner of Brady and Morales versus
Yeah.
Bilal and Gary. Because I think Gary lost to Shavkat.
Yeah, he
And
did. I think
then
it was unanimous decision.
I mean uh and then if Bilal like decisively beat Gary, I mean, I might even just give him, you know, I think he deserves it, maybe to get another shot at the title. But if not, I mean, Morales, I don't think anybody's exposed him at all. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that Sean Brady Morales fight is good too. Maybe if Brady beat Morales, then have Brady give one more shot at Bilal for the rematch there. That would make some good headlines. But if Morales won, maybe just give him a title shot. I mean, he's unblemished, you know.
Yeah.
So
And
I mean, all those guys are good. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know where Shavkat goes back into the picture or when his recovery time is, but I mean, he beat Gary fair and square, and I
yeah.
think rumor has it that he was injured during that fight as well, so that's pretty big. I mean, I don't
And
know. All those guys are contenders. You know what I'm saying?
and how has Bial been for the MMA sport in Chicago?
How was what? I'm sorry.
How has Bial been for MMA in Chicago?
What has he done for MMA in
Yeah,
Chicago?
like obviously he's become that champion in the UFC. How has
I
that kind of
mean, obviously he made like everybody over here in the Midwest like pretty proud, to say that I mean, I don't really know Bilal personally. I've talked to him a couple times. But I know a lot of people that kind of know him and it's cool just to have like somebody that you've seen around like every day. Like I remember going to Chicago Fight Team before my first amateur fight and getting some rolls in over there and rolling with Bilal. And at the time, he was just like a pro fighter, like with like high hopes, but
yeah,
still, like you never think that he would be, UFC champion or wouldn't see it coming. And then, to say like, oh yeah, before I fought my first amateur fight, I was getting ready and I went there and rolled with him a couple times. And then people look at you, they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, like the MMA world is way smaller than we think it is.
yeah.
Maybe to like people that are like just watch it on TV or whatever, they think it's like really vast, but when you're a fighter, like it's actually pretty small, you know?
And once you go in there and get a victory on November 7th, what are you doing to celebrate?
Man, I'm just gonna, take it all in and enjoy it with my family and my friends, and just kind of like take that moment to like, all right, like that's the visualization right there. Like in the end, when it's all said and done, like all the hard work that I've done, just kind of
Yeah.
like take it in for a couple of days and just enjoy it with my loved ones, man. Like just kind of celebrate with the people that have always been there for me. And, that's like the best part at the end. And, thank God, because I mean, God always answers my prayers. And whenever I feel like I'm not going to get through something, He always answers me, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and just give credit to where His credit's due, and that's to Him. And then just kind of, celebrate with my family and friends and just have a good time, man. Enjoy the holidays. The holidays are coming up, and I just kind of want to enjoy that, just kind of live in the moment because I'm always constantly in the gym. Like I'm in the gym right now. I'm in
Yeah.
between shifts. I taught classes this morning. I had privates. I'm gonna do my first training session now. Then I got two more privates. Then I'm gonna get like a short break just to drive home and feed my dog. And then I'm gonna go to practice again. Like that's constantly my life. So when the fight, it's all said and done, I can kind of like sit back for a second and just take all that in, man, and appreciate all the work that I put in and just kind of, get with my family and my friends and live it up for a second and then back to the grind, just kind of, work hard, play hard, and then go back to working harder.
And how has the privates been in your game? Because obviously these people are coming to you, learning from your experience, but they can also give unique perspectives of some moves. They ask questions, get you thinking. How has that been for your game?
I mean, it's awesome because I can be sitting here and showing like some basic stuff, and then I'll be like, I can like think about something that's coming up in the fight or something I saw in the
Yeah,
film. And I could be like, oh, you know what? Like that little niche right there, like it'll like kind of resurface in my mind. Like that could be there this fight. So just like I always tell people keeping it simple. Like, yeah, the flashy stuff is cool and but like simple wins fights. You know what I mean? Like just kind of sticking to the basics. I think especially fans, like they overlook like the basics is like what does the most like positive aspect in MMA.
yeah,
So
exactly. And I think the biggest thing coming out of this weekend's UFC is eye pokes. What's your make of that? Because obviously there's people coming out like Jim Miller who's saying it's on the fighter. They know to keep the fist closed. It's not hard to just put your hand out. Whereas people are saying it was accidental. What's your view on eye pokes?
I mean, I think it was accidental. Um, if you kind of like look back at like the slow-mo, like Gon, like he did have like the ref tells you like either close your fist or keep your hands up. And I think he might have had like the slightest bend in his fingers. And sometimes the MMA glove will make you do that. Like it'll make you like curve your hands, and there's not a lot of flexibility in that glove, especially after getting your hands wrapped. So initially, like I don't think the poke was too bad, but
Yeah,
human reaction, like when somebody's coming at you with an attack, is if your hand's here to stop them with like a guard, when they keep forcing in, then you're gonna push even harder. So
yeah,
I mean, looking at the slow-mo, you could see like his hand goes and then it looks like he's pressing in, but that's like slow motion. In the instance of the moment, it's like really fast. It's like So it's just like I think it was purely accidental, man. I don't think that dude spent all that time getting ready for that fight to poke his opponent's eye.
yeah.
And like nobody gets anywhere with that. Like you spent all that time just a eye poke and then potentially get the fight DQ'd. Like at that point, he could have came up with an excuse to pull out. He could have faked an injury or did something like that. I don't think he did it on purpose. Yeah, maybe he should close his fist, but like in the heat of the moment, man, like as a fighter, like it's a lot easier said than done. Like people can sit there and watch the TV and like commentate as a fan, but as a fighter, like you don't know unless you've done it how
Yeah,
easy it is to accidentally eye poke someone, you know?
yeah, exactly.
Now, if you're notorious for it and you keep doing it, yeah, it's a problem. Take a point away or something, you know?
Exactly.
But it was at the beginning of the fight. It was like first round jitters too, so it's like one thing if he's losing the whole fight and then he eye pokes him really bad and he can't continue, you know, but like right at the beginning of the fight, just when they start getting loose and like fluid, I don't know. I thought it was an accident.
And we'll make sure you guys tune in and you can see this fight coming up. There will hopefully not be any eye pokes coming in this title fight. And you can
Yeah,
see Valerie
hopefully.
get his defend his title. Thank you for coming on. Is there anything you'd like to add or anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, so November 7th, Hard Rock Casino. If you check me out on Instagram or Facebook, Facebook is Valanti Atsas, Instagram V300. Obviously, if you can't make the fight, I'll have a link up there if you want to tune in and check it out. It's November 7th. The card starts at 6 p.m. Central Time. I'll be the co-main event defending my pro welterweight title for Elite Fight Night at 170 pounds. It's a five-minute round fight, and I want to give a shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to Maple and Bacon in Valparaiso. Shout out to Radius in Valparaiso, and soon to be Radius in Crown Point. And I want to give a shout out to Knockouts. Sports Bar and Grill in Chicago and Northwest Indiana. Also, shout out to my teams, Maxim Gym in Indiana and also Carlson Gracie International Headquarters in Logan Square, Chicago.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for coming on. We can't wait to see you defend that belt.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.